you guys were able to generate the two largest plays of the season, the 64-yarder, 52-yarder. I guess as you kind of going through the second half of the season, what do you think started to kind of click a bit in terms of attempts and completions?
Yeah, man, each week's different. You know, there's some injuries that take place, new guys in new positions or guys that are getting back from injury. So, you know, taking it week to week.
It seems like there was really a concerted effort to get out of the ball, whether it was the jet sweep, some of the runs, and obviously the pass play. I mean, what went into that, and how did you see kind of Albert respond to the first half of the season, not really getting as many touches as maybe he would like?
Yeah, I mean, there's an amount of touches during the game that can be distributed. So they did a good job of defending Mike in the game, and we noticed that pretty early, and Albert took advantage of his opportunities.
Is that kind of what you guys envisioned from Albert when you had started off with that training camp you had, and then obviously things kind of got a little derailed with an injury too, some drops when he did come back in, but it's kind of what you really envisioned.
Yeah, we have a lot of faith in him, and you know we expect him to perform his role when he gives him the opportunity, and he did a good job of it. Big play at the end of the game, big play to start the game. So we expect that from him. So it's all based on the opportunities he gets.
Mike, I guess you didn't have a catch, but he still really have a big impact on the game and how he affected coverages, and maybe potentially leading to some of the breakdowns that the Ravens had.
Yeah, I think when you ask any defensive coach that Mike Godsey is a part of their game plan, so I'd say yeah.
I had a quick question specifically because from one or two of those plays came up with coverages. How do you as a offensive coach kind of view that? Do you view that like, hey, that's a give me that we have to just have to get it, or do you say, hey, we kind of influenced the defense to the point where they had that?
There's a little bit of both. It's the eye of the beholder on those. So whether it was affecting the defense or they had a miscue, there's a lot of stuff that goes into each one of our plays. So we got guys moving around, guys in motion. So there's a lot that maybe defense has to digest before the snap.
How much of a bind or stress does it put on you guys when Jacoby goes down with the injury for a bit, and all of a sudden you have Tua who's in there? He said he didn't take any first team reps, didn't take much, but now you have to kind of change the play call. I mean, what goes into that, and how do you adjust on the fly?
I mean, offense is about execution, and it's about being consistent, and it's about building a cohesive unit, whether it's communication up front with the line or to the skilled players. So whenever one piece is missing or multiple pieces, or you're onto for example, the center, we're onto a third center, there's some variables that take place. And so we're trying to, navigate our way around those and make sure that we give our guys the best game plan to go out there and execute. Our guys did a good job on a short week executing versus a good team. So, credit to our unit for responding with some of those, let's call it the variables that take place.
Now, I know you won't tell me, but it did seem like you guys had some new wrinkles on the short week. Just philosophically, when you go to a short week, I mean, do you normally, is it thinking like, hey, we're going to stick to our bread and butter and what we're good at, or is it thinking maybe also like, hey, it's a short week, we can kind of throw some stuff in that maybe we haven't shown, that's not on the phone for the other team to scout on the short
week? Probably see both. That's how I'd answer it. A little bit of both. As much as we can do to get yards and move the chains, I think that's kind of the angle we're going to take.
I know Tua is or was limited in what he can do. How much of the playbook do you have to push to the side because of that?
Yeah, if we look at it in practice and maybe there's an issue with what's happening there, then we might have to. But he was able to uncork a big play to Jalen down the sideline. That was one that I'm sure challenged the finger and getting that thing back to normal. So Jalen did a good job getting open, and Tua put it right where he needed to, right on the sideline. So there's definitely, that's what practice is for, to find out what we do best going into the game.
Was that play a play that you thought he could do, hoped he could do, or did it just surprise you that he did it?
No, I mean, we called it to be executed. So, when it was executed, we went through the week knowing kind of where his limitations were or weren't. And, fortunately for him, it was a well executed play because, like like during a normal week on a Thursday, there's not many actual, reps that take place just because of the quick week and coming off a game. So, he was able to execute that play, having not really executed that full speed.
Thursday night games must be hell for an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good observation, and, that's but that's part of everybody goes through it. So, every coach, every player, and it's nice to have the Friday, the Saturday, after it, and like I said, there's a credit to our guys to executing and getting a victory, good team victory.
That throw you were talking about, had you seen something like that from Tua in the weeks that he was limited to practice?
I mean, our part is really taking it, from the training room, and then when the training room gives the green light to see what it's like, then we go out there and run them through a few plays, or not necessarily team plays, but just kind of on air, seeing what he can throw. So, we have good communication back and forth. Tua did a good job of explaining what he can and can't do. So, all that plays into when we play a player, especially as they're coming back from injury, no matter what position.
How much of a challenge has it been constant back and forth with quarterbacks that you've had to, as a play caller, just being with them? You mentioned a little bit earlier, but just you don't have an extended period of time with one of the quarterbacks has to die.
Yeah, I mean it's really all positions with up front with the line to running back. We've had an injury. We've had the injuries at quarterback and receiver. Obviously, tight ends have been pretty healthy, which knock on wood there. But that's just part of the NFL, and obviously at the end of the season you like to be your healthiest and improving. And we're at a point now where we're trying to improve each game with whoever's out there.